Well, hello again, YouTube. It's Petey Two Finger on a hot and humid Chicago afternoon. I just finished eating my breakfast, and we watched a music biographical biopic documentary thing. This is on YouTube, so you can check it out. The guy's name is Terry Kath with a K. Kath. If you just type that in, that will take you to Chicago, the Terry Kath Experience. Rated PG 13. It's an hour and 20 minutes long. The Terry Kath Experience is a documentary about a daughter discovering the legacy of her father, the late Terry Kath. Kath was one of the founding members of the band Chicago, whose powerful guitar playing and husky melodic voice has been praised by such icons as Jimi Hendrix, Joe Walsh, and Eric Clapton. So, this is the story of a band from my hometown. I remember hearing a lot of Chicago's music on our local radio stations, especially WCKG's classic rock format. In the mid to late 80s, Chicago was a staple. Songs like 25 or 624, which that riff was just stolen note for note by Green Day for Basket Case, maybe is the name of that song. Uh, Saturday in the Park, I'm a Man, Does Anybody Know What Time It Is, and more. Chicago's a weird band. They have a horn section on one side, which sounds a little bit more traditional, but it's a rock band. It's a psychedelic rock band with the inclusion of Terry Kath's blistering, masterful lead guitar playing. Very imaginative and very fast guitar player, often overlooked. But as we learn, Jimi Hendrix claimed Kath was the best guitar player but just the best. And it would have been interesting had things panned out differently to hear them record together. I did Hendrix produce something from Chicago? I'm not sure. It tells the story from the beginning of this guy growing up in the Chicago area to him blossoming, this band becoming a thing, and he ends up marrying this, not a groupie, but a young woman who had ventured to California. They start this idyllic dream life at a ranch they build, I believe, Caribou Ranch, and I think it was in Colorado. And it's basically barbecue. They build a studio there. Motorcycles, cars, guitars, and guns. And of course, mountains of cocaine. They're hobnobbing with Dennis Wilson was one of their good friends. So it's a very interesting story and takes place in the heyday of rock and roll. And they just had a really it doesn't get any better. Like, what do we want to do today? Let's go to Hawaii. That's what was going on. And all this is cut short. There's tragedy strikes, and we lose Terry Kath at the age of 32. So his daughter retells this story. She's out there in learning about her father's legacy. She was 2 when he passed away. He loved his daughter, and he was there with his family. He was a family man. They took her on tour. So when he died, she lost her dad. And he would have been a huge part of her life. So it's sad. It really is. And this is why we don't make jokes about cocaine. Or it's not cool to me. That drug is a terrible drug. It's. I don't even want to waste time talking about it. But the guy didn't die from a drug overdose. I'm not giving away the punchline or anything. I want you to watch this movie and learn about Terry's life and the tragedy. But I'm a firm believer that if you take the cocaine out of the picture, he would still be alive today. I'm a firm believer of that. He had enough going on in his life between the motorcycles, the nature, the barbecues, the band, and his family to keep him busy if he just could have kept his nose clean. Because one thing goes along with another, and I firmly, this may seem crazy that I'm saying this, but I think if we take the cocaine out of the picture, that he would still be alive today. It's weird, you know, some people have heard, some people say he died of a suicide. The guy who was there in the room tells a different story, and you have to watch the movie to see how that all pans out. His daughter's on a search for the truth, it's a search for her father, who he really was, and also his instruments. He had some iconic, really interesting guitars that he played that have been lost to the sands of time, and a part of this movie is her attempting to regain some of that. So it's a really good movie. It's on YouTube. It's a little bit sad, you know, but this is something I think even if would be good for children, kids between the age of 10 and 15, in those years where we're developing who we are, to hear a cautionary tale like this. Yeah, it involves drugs, but it also lets you know the price that you'll pay if you go down that road. Because simply put, again, I firmly believe Terry Kath would still be alive if he would have kept his nose clean. So I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Stay cool. Check this movie out. Let me know what you think of it in the comments if you do check it out and watch it. You'll definitely be recommending it to your group of friends that you recommend movies to, because this is a story that really hasn't been told. And if you don't know about Terry, he was just one of those people that stands apart because of his sense of humor and his spirit. And he was an incredible musician as well. So this is definitely one you want to check out. Take care and peace.